the While We Still Can podcast. Welcome to the place where we talk about Missouri politics and some national politics and, the end of the world as we know it, but we feel fine. How you doing, Tina?
Are you fine? What's fine?
Fine. I'm fine.
You know what? Fine people scare me. Don't they say that in AA?
I don't know. Yeah. Another week, lots of craziness. So in Missouri, the thing that comes to my mind first from the news today is, I don't know if you all remember a dude named Billy Long, Representative Billy Long. He was actually my representative when I lived in his district. And today he's been tapped as the candidate to be the director of the, to be the director of the IRS. And you know what? Do you think Billy's an accountant or has, experience in that type of administration in any way? What did he do for a living, Tina? Do you remember?
Kicked Laura Loomer out of some courtrooms. And the lady with the phone. And
to my recollection, Mr. Long was an auctioneer, and I'm sure he was a good one. But I don't know if that qualifies him to lead the Internal Revenue Service and be in charge of, accounts receivable for the United States of America. Does it, though?
I mean, I need to look at his case net to see if he has any, rape or pedophile allegations, and then we'll know that he's qualified to be on the cabinet.
Allegedly.
I said I had to look. I didn't say that he did.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the rest of them? No, but they do.
It seems to be a common thread. The allegations are there from most of them, gotta say. It's true.
Well, some of them were, Trump was convicted of sexual assault.
Yeah, yep.
Sorry, I keep circling back around to rape and sexual assault, but it seems to be a theme. So I'll play the clip of the famous clip of Billy. Well, that's why Trump picked him, was to make sure Laura Loomer doesn't drag him down. So here's the clip of Billy.
Help us, Mr. President, before it is too late, because Jack Dorsey is trying to influence the election, to sway the election.
What's she saying? I can't understand her. What?
Steal the election. That is why he is censoring and shadow banning.
How about it in? 12 and a half, 15, 7 and a half, $20, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 30. Hit $30 down here, 2 and a half, 5, 35, 7 and a half, 40. Hit $40, 2 and a half, 5, 45, 7 and a half, 50. Hit $50 down here, 2 and a half.
Officer, will you escort this young lady out, please?
Hit 2 and a half now, 5, 65, 7 and a half, 70. Hit 2 and a half now, 5, 75, 7 and a half, $80 to 5, 85, 90. Hit $100 and a 10, 10, 10 and a quarter, 1 and a quarter, 1 and a half, to divide to 2, 2 and a quarter. Hit 2 and a half, to divide 3, able to bomb 300. Hit 3 and a quarter. Cut 3 and a quarter now, half, 3 and a half. So divide 400. Yeah, but a 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. We're selling the cell phone there. 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. Hit 4 and a half, 475, 505, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. I yield back.
Okay, what else in Missouri here?
Oh, Missouri. Okay, so this is dark. So there has been a pre-filed bill that would encourage citizens to identify and bring to the attention of law enforcement undocumented citizens. Can you tell us some specifics about that? And if you're out there thinking, wait, what? That sounds kind of like super dangerous and people are going to get hurt. And
you're right. Yes.
This sounds like something that would lead up to a Holocaust. You nailed it.
No, yeah. It's very, very similar. Okay, so this is one of the proposals that they had. Missouri residents could receive a $1,000 payout if they turn in undocumented migrants to the State Highway Patrol under an initiative introduced Monday in the state Senate. The so-called bounty hunter proposal, sponsored by Senator-elect David Gregory from
Who's
Sunset
that again?
Hills.
Senator-elect who?
David Gregory.
David Gregory. Okay.
Sunset Hills, wherever the fuck that is among at least 7 GOP-led bills introduced in the House and Senate this week, focusing on what has been a key issue for President-elect Donald Trump. So, Nazis doing some Nazi shit. And I had someone comment today that they could use $1,000.
Oh my God. That's so disturbing.
And laugh.
So So funny.
I am glad that people are showing their asses with it, but I'm telling you, this doesn't go anywhere good.
No.
So, and it's happening. Like, it's pre-filed.
Mm.
Like, they never do anything early. They're pre-filing this shit.
And
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to change subject, so
go
ahead.
Well, along those lines, so you think, well, if they round up people, and we'll even give them a benefit of the doubt and say that they all are undocumented criminals that shouldn't be in the country, which, as we know, that won't be true. It'll be anybody that doesn't look like you and me. Yeah.
Or doesn't fall in line, doesn't say the things that need to be said, or says things that need to be said and doesn't obey in advance. Pushback, like it's gonna be bad.
So there's a company called Geo Group, and its letters on the New York Stock Exchange are GEO, and this is a company that is a professional prison company. Okay, their website says the Geo Group is committed to providing leading evidence-based rehabilitation programs to individuals while in custody and post-release into the community through the Geo Continuum of Care. GEO's diversified services platform provides unique capabilities for the delivery of educational and vocational programs, cognitive, behavioral, and substance abuse treatment, and faith-based services. GEO Continuum of Care is enhanced rehabilitation and reentry programming, including cognitive behavioral treatment integrated with post-release support services. And since over the last month, their stock prices have gone up 92%. So
because they're going to be running that 1,400 acre concentration camp.
If not that specific one, I think those like them are anticipating increased amount of prisoners.
Which is basically just taking these undocumented workers that are working for actual money and then putting them in these camps and getting free labor. That's what they're going to do. And then when they're all in one place and there's too many and you can't do anything with them anymore because they're sick or they're starving, then they fucking put them in ovens, okay?
Oh my God.
Am I wrong? Like, I'm just trying to be...
That is like a worst case scenario. I mean, for reasons of, thoroughness, we can't say that that's their plan. However, history rhymes, and we've seen people get corralled into one place before for reasons, and that did not end well. So we certainly hope this wouldn't go down a similar dark path, but we can't ignore what's happening either.
The rhetoric all points to that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're trying to buy some stock,
Geo's
your group, and if you need some Christmas money, $1,000 ahead.
Oh my God, that's so horrible.
I know, it is. It's terrible. I don't know what to say anymore. Let's see. Republican politicians in Missouri are determined to overturn the results of the election and reinstate the abortion ban that voters just repealed.
Which we saw that coming a mile away, right?
Yeah, like, seriously, I'm not surprised. But at least 11 pieces of legislation was filed. At least 11 pieces of legislation filed during the first week of bill filing center on curtailing or outline abortion access in Missouri. The bills come just weeks after voters effectively overturned the state's ban through a constitutional amendment called Amendment 3. Republican lawmakers appear somewhat at odds over how far to go in limiting access. No, motherfuckers, like we fucking said no. Fuck you. You know, speaking of the CEO of United Healthcare, y'all bet, like, people are mad. We'll visit on that in a minute. So.
They are, we saw this week. Everybody that's listening probably knows by now that the CEO of United Healthcare was essentially assassinated on the street in New York, and that violence is never the answer. It's notable that the response to that has been one of lack of sympathy, to say the least. And,
it gave me vibes of the metal van that they sent down to the Titanic with like the toy controller. and all the millionaires were on it, and it blew up, and people were like, oh, maybe they need to pull them up by their bootstraps, you know? So terrible that someone died, but also how many people do you think he inadvertently killed by not providing treatments to people that needed them?
Well, there were tons of firsthand accounts online that were responding to this. You know, people that were going through chemotherapy and got declined, or their child's treatment was, you know, delayed or declined, or and you can't cause so much harm, so much suffering to people, millions and millions of people routinely, and, you know, expect goodwill. And I'm sorry, but that's what it does. It takes the way that insurance companies function. They take the care out of the hands of the physicians and the, you know, people that are actually taking care of this patient, and they do what they think is best, which in my opinion is can only be to save money, because it's certainly not like doing the patients any favors, and it's a huge hurdle for physicians. And so, you know, you can't do that year after year after year, and every single year raise your prices and your and raise everything and expect any kind of like compliance or sympathy when the head of the group meets his end, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, and what did the bullets say on them? That was like the spiciest part.
Wait, what? I haven't heard about that.
Oh,
you're kidding, right?
No, I swear.
Really?
Yes. Hold on. You didn't see that, bro? It was cryptic as fuck.
Are you sure this is a legitimate source?
No, I'm 100%.
Okay.
The bullets said delay, deny, and defend on them.
For real?
And yeah, no, I'm serious. And then come to find out, those words are the title of a book by the author Jay Feynman, and it's called Delay, Deny, Defend: Why Insurance Companies Don't Pay Claims and What You Can Do About It.
Interesting.
I know.
Sorry, sudden sneeze.
You're fine.
Wow,
yeah,
I hadn't heard that.
He riddled.
Dang.
Isn't that's so juicy? But are we eating the rich? Are we there? Is that what's happening?
Oh, wow, it sure looks like it might be happening. Dude, well, I'm just, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Creepy. I saw another...
I have a question.
Oh, yeah, ask.
How do you engrave something on a round?
I don't know.
How do you even do that?
I'm like, do I pull the thing to make it go boom?
I don't understand how that happens.
I'll ask my husband. He makes ammo.
Okay. Okay, so in other insurance news that is directly related to Missouri.
Okay, so this actually was just recently reversed, as in a couple of hours ago. But Blue Cross Blue Shield got fucking scared. So Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield will no longer hold on, sorry. So basically Blue Cross Blue Shield had come out with a law, or a change in policy for Connecticut, New York, and Missouri, only those 3 states, that if your surgery went past the time that they thought it should go past, they would stop paying for your anesthesia. So your anesthesia bill and your hospital bill are separate things. So you'll get billed separately, but your insurance will cover the anesthesia. You get billed separately for the anesthesia and the surgery, but your insurance should cover a portion of it. Well, they're saying if your surgery takes longer than they believe it should, that they're not going to cover it.
Yeah, which is pretty insane. I mean, that's getting
fucking stupid.
They're getting the like averages from data, but you know, any
every single
surgery
is different. Every single person is different.
Right.
It's always there's no way to estimate how long it will take.
Yeah, I mean, we can make a rough estimate for sure, and there is an average, right? Everything has an average or a median or whatever, but I'll be damned if I think that a person that deserves a little more time with their surgery should have to pay, you know, out the pocket for anesthesia to get it safely accomplished.
Well, would you a doctor to
have they lost their goddamn minds? Good grief.
Gotta get this done or I won't get paid. Like, you don't want that. That's just like when patients are like, you're running behind schedule. I'm like, oh, well, if we get a little close to the next surgery for you, I'm going to have them close you right up, Sally.
So, this cost it's not like the anesthesiologists, or, and all the stuff they have to utilize to provide that care. It's not like they're going to eat that cost. It's going to get passed on to the patient.
Well, yeah, so you could go to sleep thinking that your surgery is fully covered, wake up because you had something funky in your anatomy and they had to do something that caused the surgery to be a little bit longer, and you have a $10,000 bill that you were not expecting. Or your anesthesia provider is just like, oh, my 2 hours are up, I gotta go.
Yeah, you don't put quarters in it. We joke about that, but it doesn't happen that way. Obviously.
Hey, we're gonna need your credit card information before you go to sleep.
Me. Wouldn't that be something? You have to swipe your Discover card in order to wheel back. My God, this is insane. I can't believe we're even having this conversation.
Well, okay, so earlier today, this all happened. So earlier today, Connecticut somehow, I saw news that Connecticut, they were rolling back that,
right. And
thing.
so,
And then they did it in Missouri and New York this afternoon, which is just really weird that it happened right after, a CEO of another huge company, insurance company, got assassinated.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if truly that did have anything to do with it, or if it was just a coincidence or what. But it's insane.
No, and then I saw that every website of major insurers took off their information for their CEO and their pictures.
Yeah. They probably really need to do that, because the hatred that the population feels for these folks is not, you can't understate it. I mean, universally.
Well, and I also see things like, these people deserve to feel safe. And yes, you know what?
Sure,
I agree
again.
with that. Everyone deserves to feel safe.
Yeah.
But
so does the cancer patient who's been paying their premiums, and now their premium or their policy's been canceled or something.
Or when I send my kid to school and she has to do a fucking shooter drill.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I can't go to the grocery store without being like, oh man, is there a shooter at Aldi's today? In the aisle of shame? What the fuck?
Right.
Do I get my groceries for free if I get shot? Probably not. But we don't, the general public doesn't get to
feel safe.
Live. Yeah. So you know what? That's just part of, if we can't do anything about the guns. So sorry, sir.
This is where we're at.
You're
and
also
the other beef that we have, that I personally have with huge insurance companies like this, is they are on the front lines to lobby against any kind of a national health system or a national product of insurance, because if you took the government, who's not functioning for profit, they're functioning to serve the people, the citizens, and you had a well-run insurance product so that people could, buy in at a reasonable price and get a reasonable product, they probably wouldn't. Why would any rational person overspend to purchase one of these United Healthcare or other huge insurance products? You wouldn't need it, right? But now they've got us they have us all, because there's no other way to get this accomplished. You have, if you have a job and that's what your employer uses, then that's what you got to use. So, shame on them for torpedoing any effort we may have to get out of this mess. And I'm not saying that we need to go to 100% national or, socialized health system. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if there was a reasonable product that people could buy affordably, that would make a huge difference. And that was not provided in Obamacare. That was one of their compromises that they gave into. They being the Obama administration, was that they wouldn't go that route. And for that kind of torpedoed things, frankly. But we don't need to get in the weeds about that. But just we
have democracy on the line. Okay.
They're continued lobbying against the public. It's horrible.
Well, and I feel like Big Pharma, they definitely do some shitty shit, okay?
Oh, 100%.
But I don't hear people bitching about the health insurance or like the insurance shit near as much as they vilify big pharma, and they are just as fucking bad. And
if not worse. Yeah.
I think they're worse because there are life-saving medications.
Yeah.
I would venture to say that health insurance probably leads to more deaths, honestly. I mean,
I don't know.
They get to essentially like select who lives and dies. That's what they're doing.
Sure seems that way sometimes.
Like,
they
your
have way
life
more.
is worth more.
Yeah. And I have in the past have communications with representatives from insurance companies that had denied things in my sphere. And I've asked simple questions like, so tell me, are you a board certified physician that cares for this type of person? And I've been accused of being combative just for like asking that question in that tone. I'm just wondering, are you
qualified to make these decisions?
Are you qualified to decline this? Because I feel like if you don't do this every day, then how can you possibly know what this situation is? And to tell you what, they don't like that. That's offensive to them to ask a question about their
because they don't have an answer.
Qualification. So that'll get you hung up on real quick. And unfortunately, that doesn't do any good for the patient that the person having that conversation is trying to advocate for. But anyway.
Well, speaking of insurance, I don't know if you saw anything about after the Doge committee meeting today. Elon Musk carried his child in on his shoulders, and I didn't realize that this child's name is like a bunch of letters.
Yeah.
And he is mean to transgender people, and you have literally random letters together?
Yeah, he and his ex, whose name is, what's her name? Claire something or other. She goes as Grimes. They named the kid that.
Weird.
They named the kid something different, but they weren't allowed to put it on a birth certificate, so they had to like modify it. I truly don't understand it.
Oh, these people are weird. Okay, so he came in with his kid, this non-elected, non-government guy for this non-legit fucking committee, I guess, whatever, that's named after Bitcoin or cryptocurrency that he pushes. This is so weird. This is really weird. So it's the Department of Government Efficiency. Let's let a billionaire fucking run it. Okay. So they put out what they had talked about, and it was they're basically talking about cutting government spending, which I'm not saying that we don't need to do that, okay? But I don't
find
really
reasonable ways to. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk is actually going to cut this. There's going to be 516 billion budget cuts, okay? 516 billion in budget cuts proposed. So $119 billion cut from VA healthcare. That's what I am going to do to reward the people who, as I'm crushing democracy that they fought for, I'm also going to take their fucking healthcare.
Are we surprised? We're not surprised. Well, no, I imagine what they'll do is try to privatize it, which, just like insurance is a private company, they're going to wind up, their goal is going to be profit, and you're going to get, patient care is going to get decimated in there.
Well, and they're going to take the money, just like with private schools. So the government's going to pay these private companies money to take care of these veterans, and they're going to take the money and give the least amount of care that they can with that money so they can pocket the rest, is what I believe will happen. And that's what all of these government agencies are going to try to do when they privatize, just like the private schools. Am I right?
I mean, that seems like what they're planning.
Okay, so we're taking away, fuck them veterans, okay? Then 47 billion cut from the National Institute of Health, which, guys, I know nobody wants to hear this, including you, Lisa, but like COVID is still here.
Mm-hmm.
Bird flu is like one mutation away from human to human, okay? I know nobody wants to hear that either. And like, we could probably use like a government run health research, but we're going to have RFK, Raw Milk Boy, drinking raw milk that has the bird flu in it, like, cool, and then get rid of all research on any of this fucking shit, because then we don't have to report it if we don't research it.
Here's an interesting quote.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This is Representative Brendan Boyle, a Democrat from Pennsylvania. He's a ranking member of the Budget Committee. He said, "Doge is not real. Just because someone says there is now a department of so-and-so does not mean the actual department exists." He went on to say, "Republicans are total hypocrites when it comes to deficit and debt. Trump added more to the national debt than any president in American history," Boyle continued. "So I have seen this movie before. I absolutely have no doubt that if Trump is able to ram through a second round of his tax cuts, then it will explode the national debt." And this is them talking about the general concept of, finding ways to save money.
Well, he's also going to take away $22 billion from Pell Grants, $12 billion from Head Start, because fuck them kids that we're forcing you to have, $11 billion from the FBI because nobody needs to be investigating our asses, $8 billion from the federal prisons because they're going to have all these free workers, and then $2 billion from the SEC. So, we don't need any of those. Those are wastes. Cut. Walmart actually already took away DEI, the DEI department. Southwest Airlines did. Like, I was reading that Walmart is fucking getting rid of, like, all their Pride stuff.
Yeah. So.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't really have anything positive. Actually, you know what? I have something funny. John Fetterman, what's he from Pennsylvania? The senator, the tall guy. Yeah. He said that he would. So they're thinking about replacing Hegseth with DeSantis, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If he can't pass. And John Fetterman said that he would vote for DeSantis if he admitted that he has 4-inch lifts in his shoes.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Wow.
So that's where politics are at. But
yeah. All right. How about that? Well, we swear when there's something positive to tell you, we will.
Rest if you need to. We're not, but you can.
Okay. On that note, let's go ahead and wind it up for today. And again, today is the 5th of December, and we'll be back in your ears soon. Thank you so much to everybody that listens. We appreciate you, the heck out of you. And we love it when we hear from you, so go ahead and message us.
And if you have any fire memes from... because the comment section was blowing up about, thoughts and prayers, but we denied your claim.
Yeah. You can share those with us at, we've got a Blue Sky account now. Of course, the website, just wherever you want. Okay.
Talk to us. Love us.
Talk to me, Goose.
Yeah.
No one over 30 knows what the hell that means. But anyway. Okay. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.